Welcome to Konya, the city of endless dreams, of bountiful minds, that is a sleep you never wish to wake from. The city of Mevlana, a city that is found only to be lost again, that is lost to be found again, that is like a wandering through a tranquil garden, like a line of poetry, a city where dreams and reality merge. Welcome to Konya, welcome. Konya, like a bubbling river gushing euphorically. It is like a strong wind carrying excitement. Its history etched in the stones and trees like a piece of intricate embroidery. The city grows in the shadow of history, like the dulcet tones of literature that are whispered under a plane tree. Philosophy, arts, culture. The city is the apprentice and master of Anatolia, the cradle of civilization. It weighs its head like an ear of grain heavy with dreams, and holds its head up high in the face of hope. Konya, the color of wheat that has been burned by the warmth of love within. Historically, Konya has always been a melting pot of culture, science, and arts, and the city was an important center for many civilizations. Konya was a center of commerce for ancient Anatolian civilizations, from the Hittites to the Romans to the Byzantines. Konya achieved the civilization terminology it yearned with the Anatolian Seljuk state and Ottoman Empire, which gave Konya a unique position in Turkish civilization. With its caravanserais, inns, Turkish baths, which are a testament to a water civilization, springs, founts to quench the thirst of far-flung travelers, and fountains, Konya is a distinguished example of the beauty of Anatolia. The second capital of Turkish civilization in Anatolia, Konya has always been a center of science, arts, and commerce. The city's theological schools, healing centers, and complexes comprising religious, educational, and social services made the city a center of science and arts, which continues to develop today. The city has also become an important industrial center, with extensive agricultural and livestock. Konya boasts many industrial parks, international fairs, and has a modern infrastructure rendering the city capable of hosting a variety of large organizations. With its wealth of underground and overground opportunities, Konya continues to be a model city. Many sightseeing tours from north to south and east to west include a visit to Konya, which attracts almost 2 million visitors per year. Of all the Anatolian cities, Konya has the most potential for developing tourism. Already a center for cultural and religious tours, Konya has a serious capacity for other alternative branches of tourism, including hunting, spa, cave, congress, and fairs. Above all, Konya continues to be a city of knowledge with Selçuk University, which is one of Turkey's universities with the most students. Akşehir, where life seeps from its cherries and magnificence emanates from its nature. Nasreddin Hoca's keepsake from the lake at Akşehir. Çatalhöyük, the world's first site of civilization with its 9,000-year history. A place where history becomes history. The Meram vineyards, which compete with the hanging gardens of Babylon, where the wind blows, and from which the smell of the greenery, the plethora of colored flowers, pines, and plane trees permeates Konya. As though to prove its history as a city of agriculture, Konya is also home to the world's oldest agricultural monument, Ivriz Kaya Monument. Konya is just like the ear of wheat clutched in the hand of the Hittite king, with divine powers from thunderstorms. Eflatun Pinar Monument at Beyşehir almost invites one to an evening stroll by the lake shores with the sun in the sky, or will slip away and disappear like a dream following in the steps of the moonlight. Fasilar monument waits for Konya with its ancient lion, as though it was to depart for a greater world, but changed its mind when it laid eyes on Konya. Konya is one of the most attractive examples of Turkish city life, with its wonderfully preserved historic buildings. The beauty that lines the roads which wind into Konya from afar appear more abundant and more beautiful in this city of sultans. Sırçıla Madrasa is a rare example of traditional Turkish stone craftsmanship, with its imposing facade and wide structure. On the one hand, Sahip Ata complex for religion, education and social services, the jewel in Konya's crown, is testament to passion that can grow and come to life. İnce Minareli Madrasa, whose architecture ensures the heart skips a beat like a solitaire ring, has its single minaret reaching for the sky, while Karatay Madrasa adorns Konya like a priceless item of jewelry. Selimiye Mosque, which stands shoulder to shoulder with the Mevlana Museum, stands proud like a stern ruler and adds magnificent structure to Konya's noble geography. Aziziye Mosque, on the other hand, is one of the representatives of Ottoman rule. Although ravaged by several fires, indicative of the resistance of the plain, it continues to stretch up to the sky above Konya. And Sherafettin Mosque, it rises up like a solid body, just as the Selçuk and Ottoman civilizations rose from Konya. The caravanserais of Konya, reminiscent of a castle on the exterior, were not dissimilar to a luxury hotel on the interior. The presence of these buildings all point to Konya being a leading center of commerce on a national and international level. Craftsmanship was also highly developed in Konya, as well as commerce. The fine workmanship on the stone structures was also applied to handicrafts. Visitors cannot help but fall in love with these structures, which are the product of fine workmanship, and which prove that Konya is a city of all ages. There is a food culture in Konya which sears not only the palate, but the mind also. Delicious meaty bread which will render you speechless. Okra soup, yogurt soup, oven kebab. And what of the desserts? Some cooked between iron grills with cheese. Everything is perfect on the table. Stuffed vine leaves from Halil Ibrahim. This is Konya, a springtime garden with delicious tastes. And the ballads. Konya is a note unto itself, a melody whispered to eternity. There is a chime which emanates from Konya and spreads to the entire world. The dervishes spin round and round and round to the tune of the reed flute. The three-stringed balama is played like Konya. Ballads in Konya are like the tunes of the stone, the tree, the sun, the moon, and most importantly, the plains. Konya is like an eternal springtime, where the voice of the plains whispers of legends. There is another architect ensuring Konya is a city of all ages, Mevlana, the eternal teacher of knowledge, belief and spirit, who knows that love is a heartbeat that cannot be contained, who spins round and round with love flowing freely, who knows that separation is meeting once again. For some, Mevlana is an enigma, and for others, a riddle. For some, Mevlana is the sky itself. For others, it is the moon disappearing and reappearing in the night sky. For some, Mevlana is always the sunshine, like a friend you never want to lose. Warm, embracing, hypnotizing, just like Konya. The Mevlana Museum is the dervish convent for those who are what they appear to be, and for those who appear to be what they are. Konya's center of appeal lies in the necklace called Hope, which it wears around its neck. It is the meeting point for hope, reunion, never being together, being one. It is the dwelling place of all divine tunes, of all love, of Shams, who was seen with Mevlana and then disappeared, who brought eternity to Konya with the spell of his kaftan. It is where total illumination, interpretations of the Quran and the great book spread to the world. Mevlana is Konya, and Konya is Mevlana. When you gaze upon Konya from Aladdin's hill, you can see Konya in all of its spiritual forms. Aladdin Mosque and Mausoleum is both the oldest and the largest mosque of the Anatolian Seljuk period and is located here. It is made of 41 stone marble columns from the Byzantine and Classic periods. This structure, which is reminiscent of a stone and wood forest, is one of Anatolia's most precious items. Seeing the ruins of Keykubat Palace and Kubadabat Palace on the shores of Lake Beyşehir and breathing in the air for a moment means understanding Konya. Holding one world in one hand and another in your other hand is carrying Konya in your heart. Visiting Konya epitomizes traveling the world. It's not for nothing that our ancestors said, "Travel the world, visit Konya." Konya is a leading representative of city civilization and is fiercely protective of its cultural and historical heritage. The city is aware that taking important steps in the future depends on leaving each ancient stone untouched. The more the city is aware of the value of its cultural background, the more people will want to live in Konya. It is almost as though Konya is gripped by the magic of consistently rejuvenating itself, thus rendering living in the city easy. Konya, the sound of the reed pipe, rises to the heavens. The voice of the plains whispers of legends. Konya means Anatolia. Anatolia is Konya. It means capital city, rocking ancient civilizations in an historical cradle. Konya is synonymous with a mother's lap and being one with the earth, merciful, motherly, and proud. Konya, different era at Çatalhöyük, different again at Aladdin Hill, eternity at Salt Lake. The golden crops on the yellow plains sway, water and bountiful greenery at Merom. Mevlana at Karatay, tolerance with the Selçuks, magnificence with the Ottomans, civilization at Konya. Konya, the color of wheat, Konya. Come, come again. Whatever you are, whether you are an infidel, an idolater or fire worshipper, whether you have broken your vows of repentance 100 times, this is not the gate of despair, but the gate of hope. Come, come again.